Hi and welcome to On Rocky Ground. So the Rockingham local government elections will be shortly upon us. This is the first time it's been a compulsory vote, which will hopefully see some changes within council. I am slightly shocked that Sally Davies is running again, considering her performance over the last 4 years. So let me remind you about Sally Davies's performance. She voted in favour to use your money, ratepayers' money, to sue ratepayers if councillors' feelings were hurt on social media. When it came to funding the Rockingham and Kwinana Chamber of Commerce, the RKCC entered a submission that was flawed. And even though that submission was absolutely flawed, Davies, amongst others, still voted to give them the money. The one that got me the most was during her campaign to become elected, she told everyone that she was voting for rates no higher than CPI. She actually voted for the very opposite. Each time rates were on the table, there was an alternative, a lower alternative, but yet Davies decided to vote for the higher one. She even stated during a council meeting that she was sick and tired of the rhetoric about ratepayers doing it tough, battling in the community, and then stating she didn't believe it. To my knowledge, she's only put one notice of motion in 4 years, and that was to reduce or to advocate for the reduction of a speed limit on a particular road. Her behaviour has been questioned by many during council meetings, with her petulant behaviour and her complete lack of respect for the councillors at certain times. So think carefully before you vote. I consider Davies's performance to be poor. So let me just point out a few things. Firstly, all these people that are running for council, they promise you many things. You know, I'll advocate for this and I'll do this and I'll do that. The reality is they can't do anything alone. It's only been a couple of councillors in the last 4 years that have actually raised the issue of why can't we keep rates lower and put pressure on the CEO to reduce his operating expenditure. That makes sense. There is waste in any organisation. It's finding it and reducing it or mitigating it. But unfortunately, quite a few councillors just decide to follow the executive on their recommendation. We need people to run for council that don't think they're going to become stars. They're there to do a job and to improve the city of Rockingham and to keep checks and balances in place to make sure that everything is in order and to set KPIs for the CEO. Now, out of the 6 or so that are running in Baldivis in particular, there are 2 that are worth a mention. We have Kelly Middlecote. Brilliant. Kelly is a chartered accountant. She's well aware of what goes on in the city of Rockingham. She's been following the city for a long time, and she's not one that will just go along with the officer's recommendations. She knows what's required, and I have absolutely no doubt that she will do it. The second person to note is Rebecca Privilege. Rebecca has been going to council meetings and committee meetings for years. And again, she's raised issues about challenging the CEO to reduce OPEX. That is the only way we can keep rates low. Both Kelly and Rebecca are educated women. They've got lots of experience between the 2 of them, and they absolutely know what's going on. They've invested time and effort into what's going on at the local government in the city of Rockingham. Both women are absolutely not afraid to challenge the status quo. And this is what we need. We need people to challenge the CEO. It cannot be business as usual. It has to be an improvement on how the city operations are run, how efficient they are run. Reduce the waste in a formalised manner using lean methodologies. Not just saying yes to the executive. Rebecca Privilege has done a video which I will put on Rocky Ground in the next couple of days. Both Kelly and Rebecca are absolutely worth consideration. They are fantastic people and they will challenge. It would be great to see Lorna Buchan re-elected. She's a fantastic person. Again, She's proven over the last 4 years to challenge the CEO and challenge other councillors that are just simply yes people. She's not afraid to challenge anybody, those especially that just consistently follow the officer's recommendation. Lorna has put forward alternate motions to make sure that rates are lower or can be lower. And that's the same for Craig Buchanan. I hope he gets through again, because he's been one of very few councillors that are prepared to stand up and say, no, we don't need a 3.9% rate rise. We can do it with 2.4 because of the reserves in the bank for the city of Rockingham, especially during a time when people are doing it tough, irrespective of the views of Sally Davies. Hopefully, if Lorna Buchan gets re-elected, Craig Buchanan gets re-elected, Kelly Middlecote and Rebecca Privilege get elected, we can start to change the balance of council and make a difference in outcomes and put the right amount of pressure on the CEO to make a difference. Hopefully, with a bit of luck, Brett Wormall might just step up to plate someday. He says absolutely nothing during council meetings and has no value whatsoever. So, in summary, the upcoming election, it's pretty pointless doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or whatever it is on the ballot paper. For Baldivis, 1 and 2. Just put a 1 next to your preferred and a 2 next to the second preferred. That's it. I know with Kelly Middlecote and Rebecca Privilege, we can change the landscape of council for certain, and we can put some pressure on the CEO eventually. I'm confident that these two women, Kelly and Rebecca, will challenge the CEO to make sure that the executive officer's performance gets better. After the election, I'll be releasing a video with evidence that may shock some viewers. So please stay tuned, and don't forget, let's have some good people voted in on council this year. Lorna Buchan, Craig Buchanan, Kelly Middlecote and Rebecca Privilege are all fantastic people that can change the landscape of Rockingham. Thanks for listening. Take care.